Formula was simple. You go to school, you work hard, and in exchange, society practically guaranteed a piece of suburban stability. A house, a family, and a comfortable life were the baseline expectations for anyone willing to put in the hours. Look at the numbers today, and on paper, the economy is booming. Corporate profits are soaring, billionaires are seeing their net worth multiply, and the stock market is hovering near all-time highs. But talk to ordinary people, and the story is completely different. Millions of Americans are quietly struggling just to keep their heads above water. We are witnessing a total decoupling. The macroeconomy is hitting record peaks, yet that prosperity has stopped translating into ground-level security for the people within it. Walk into any supermarket, and the shift is obvious. The baseline cost of basic goods and weekly groceries has exploded. This constant drain leaves the middle class incredibly fragile. For a vast portion of the country, a single medical bill or a broken-down car is enough to wipe out a family's savings overnight. People are working longer hours and taking home paychecks that are technically larger than ever before, yet year after year, their bank accounts feel lighter. The rules of the economic game shifted while we were busy following the old ones. Hard work is still there, but the fundamental mechanics of the system have changed. The friction starts with the unavoidable costs of daily life. Whether you are at the gas pump or paying for a daily commute, the base price of simply participating in society has climbed sharply. This chart illustrates a concept called purchasing power, which measures exactly how much actual stuff your money can buy. The blue line tracks average salaries, which creep up slowly over time. The red line tracks the cost of goods, which sharply accelerates. That growing space between what you earn and what things cost isn't an abstract economic indicator. That red gap is actual wealth actively draining out of the middle class. If your boss gives you a 5% raise, but your rent and groceries go up by 10%, your larger paycheck actually buys less. You are technically making more money, but in reality, you are getting poorer. For the average worker, trying to outrun this kind of inflation by simply asking for an annual raise is a mathematical impossibility. To bridge that ever-widening gap, Americans turn to credit cards. What used to be a tool for occasional purchases has become a strict requirement for daily survival. Consumers now owe trillions of dollars in revolving debt, and they aren't using it to finance luxury vacations. They are swiping just to keep the lights on and keep food in the fridge. As the Federal Reserve raised interest rates to fight inflation, that debt turned hostile. This flowchart maps the trap. Stagnant wages force reliance on credit. High interest makes the debt grow faster than you can pay it, which drains your income and forces even more reliance on credit. You are forced to exert maximum effort, working longer and harder, simply to keep your bank balance from sliding backward. Borrowing money used to be a way to build a future. Now it acts as a permanent anchor holding the middle class firmly in place. For decades, the ultimate finish line of the American dream was owning a piece of property. It was the tangible proof that you had succeeded. But the math for buying a house broke. Home prices shot into the stratosphere, and mortgage rates jumped right alongside them, abruptly severing the traditional path to ownership for most young adults. Today, you can graduate with a strong degree, secure a high-paying job, and still find yourself stuck paying exorbitant rent for a basic apartment with no clear exit in sight. An entire generation has been effectively locked out of the single most reliable mechanism the middle class ever had for building and passing on wealth. The broken system leaves a heavy internal mark. Chronic stress, extreme burnout, and a constant low-level anxiety about money have become the standard emotional state for millions. Social media actively makes it worse. We scroll through curated feeds of apparent wealth and success, which creates a sharp daily contrast with the stark reality of opening the mail to find past due bills. Millions of people did exactly what society told them to do. They followed the instructions, took on the student loans, and put in the hours, only to find themselves completely stuck. The frustration is overwhelming because they are pouring all their energy into trying to win a financial game that simply doesn't exist anymore. Looking ahead, the pressure is only going to intensify. Widespread automation and continuous corporate layoffs will further tighten the squeeze on wages and job security. Clinging to the economic strategies of the 20th century is actively dangerous to your financial survival. Surviving this environment requires a completely different approach. It means prioritizing aggressive financial literacy, learning proactive investing, and protecting yourself by diversifying your income through multiple channels. The American dream hasn't disappeared, but the path to get there has been redrawn.